Ready to go? Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody to today's special call meeting, date being April the 13th, 2023. This time I'd like to do a roll call.
Good afternoon, Chairman and so forth. Director Emerson, not present. Director Odell, not present. Director Stone, not present. Director Lockett, not present. Director Adams,
Present.
Director Robinson,
Here,
thank you,
can you hear me?
thank you. Director Leggett, Director Leggett on the call. Director Leggett, Director Taylor,
Here.
Chairman Cody,
Here.
Chairman, I am counting Director Leggett as part of the quorum. Make sure the quorum is correct.
Did we lose one?
We just need to verify Director Leggett's phone information.
All right.
Director Emerson, not present. Director Odell,
I'm here.
thank you. Director Stone, Stone is present on the screen. Thank you, Director Lockett. Chairman, Director Lockett will be joining us.
Thank
Director Adams,
Present.
Director Robinson,
Present.
Director Leggett, not present for roll call, Director Taylor,
Here.
and Chairman Kobe.
Here.
Chairman, we have a forum for today's meeting.
All right, thank you, Bill. And at this time, we'd like to get approval for today's agenda on adoption of a special call meeting.
So moved.
Second. Need a second.
Second by Director Taylor.
A second.
Okay, thank you. Chairman, we have a forum for roll call vote.
Yes.
Director Emerson, not present for the vote. Director Odell,
Yes.
Director Stone, Director Stone. Okay. Director Lockett, not present for the vote. Director Adams,
Yes.
Director Robinson,
Yes.
Director Leggett. Audio not available for the vote. Director Taylor
Yes.
and Chairman Kobe.
Yes.
Chairman, motion passes for the approval of today's agenda.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we're gonna turn the floor over to our CEO, Mr. Massimo.
Thank you, Chairman. We appreciate the opportunity for you all to join us in a special meeting today for purposes of the board's approval of a grant application under a new program through Georgia Department of Transportation. It's the Georgia Transit Trust Fund Program. That is, we are eligible under an allocation formula basis for annual grants now, and this will be the first of those. We are have developed a proposal around this grant application that does the following things, which was what all grant applicants were required to do. One, demonstrate a need. The funds had to be additive. You couldn't be using them to replace existing funding. You had to use them to expand and meet a need that you presently did not have funded. They had to be expended for purposes of capital projects or to fund operational costs that were in excess of previously funded projects. Eligible for capital purchases, it is defined by FTA, and then there were some other additional expenses that they permitted and allowed that's specified in the agenda item before you today. We developed, as you know, we are keenly focused right now as we look towards the ongoing service modification that is in place and the needs in the community, and we know that we have other tools that can help us to meet the needs, especially those around first mile, last mile, micro transit that can serve particularly our seniors and those that are differently abled in our community to be able to get around and get to the places that they need and want to go in an effective and efficient way, reliable way. And so this particular application is intended for the development of a pilot that would complement our existing paratransit services, but be new to that, a pilot of microtransit and paratransit in areas that we can't serve as easily now and don't serve as effectively with fixed route or even other paratransit services, and that will help us as we lean in between now and the end of the year on how we examine our current service modifications and bring service back that is service that can continue to meet needs and do it in a cost-effective way. So we're very excited. Again, this is our first year participating in this program. We certainly want to give a huge thanks to Commissioner Russell McMurray and his intermodal team at GDOT for the leadership that they provided in making this grant program available to all transit systems in the state in a manner that it had previously not been. And we always enjoy a great relationship with them, but his leadership really made this happen. And also want to thank our staff here, Ms. Cutter, in terms of taking the leadership role and putting this together. and helping to bring all the parties together to define it. And then, of course, Dr. Manny and the operations team that helped develop the specifics of our proposal. So it's an exciting day. Yesterday was an exciting day too. We've just got a lot of CAT success moving forward, and this is another example of that. We thank you for your consideration and approval of this item.
Thank you. Do we have any questions before we go into the vote? No questions? All right, Beverly, at this time, I want to go into the vote.
I think Director Stone was trying to, but I think we can't hear her on her iPhone. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My question is, with the, because I asked about a project, will the board get an outline of the project? What is, how the money is going to be spent? A little bit more information moving forward.
Yes, Director, we're absolutely glad to do that. I will go over a little bit more of the detail, however, that is in the document, and hopefully that also, both for you and for the viewers that are joining us today publicly, will hear a little bit more about it. We recognize the need to provide enhanced service delivery, again, to the differently abled and elderly population in our community. We are, as you know, as a part of our master transit plan, considering how other services and different tools in our toolkit can help us to grow our system in a way that is sustainable and reliable and meets the needs of Chatham County. We know that one group that we've heard from quite a bit during the service modifications is especially our seniors. And oftentimes the demand in a particular area from a volume or a larger number of passengers might not be there, but the needs are still there, and we've got to figure out those different strategies to meet those needs. So this would be to pilot a public transportation service primarily dedicated to those individuals. And there's also, and I think I've got it in the package here, we can also distribute to you. I don't think I do have it in the package here, but there's some a description of the areas that we would serve. I tell you what, I might just take a moment's pause and see if Dr. Manny or Ms. Cutter would like to talk through some of those areas that are served, because I don't think it's actually in this packet.
Good afternoon again. In analyzing the paratransit customer base, we realized that over 73% of the customer base were ambulatory customers. In addition to that, we realized the importance of serving senior housing complexes. And the pilot program is really geared to provide services to that specialized clientele. We have a listing, let me find it, of the senior complexes that we will be focusing in on. I had it in my folder, but I don't. And they're like the Veranda, Romana, Raleigh, the Summit, Rosa Sharon. I'm trying to remember them all. Sustainable Bellwood, Savannah Gardens, those senior complexes. It's about 10 of them, and the complete list will be provided for you during governance. In addition to that, we will also be focusing on relief, not only to paratransit, but also to Fixed Route, who services some of these senior complexes. We will be really utilizing this pilot program to service that customer base. It's going to be good for Chatham Area Transit as a whole. because there's relief to fixed route and to paratransit. And most importantly, it's geared to getting our seniors and others where they need and want to go in a safe, reliable, and convenient way.
One thing I would also mention too is the reason for bringing this to you today and in a special meeting is again, this was a new program this year that required some legislative action. So it's immediately upon end of the legislative session and the establishment of this program and actions that GDOT needed to take administratively, they put forward the application process. And those applications have to be submitted by tomorrow. So that is why we're bringing this forward to you today for that additional roughly $260,000 or so of funding. And again, I want to point out that this is funding that we can expect to be able to have available to us on an annual basis now, moving forward to help meet needs just like this one.
But there will be additional funding in addition to this grant. Is that correct, for this pilot?
Yes, ma'am. There's another funding source that is contemplated. So what we're doing is taking several different funding sources in this particular project and leveraging them to provide and meet the full need that we've described in the description of the project, matched with the cost of what that will be. Yes, ma'am.
I did find the list of senior complexes that I would like to share with the public and the board. We have Live Oak Landings, Pinewood Village, Ramona Raleigh, Rose of Sharon, Savannah Gardens, Savannah Summit, Sisters Court, Sustainable Bellwood, The Veranda, and Thomas Williams Court.
Thank you, Ms. Cutter. Are there other questions? Thank you all very much.
All right. All right, we're going on to the vote.
Regrettably, Director Stone we're not able to hear her audibly.
I can hear now.
Second? First and a second.
Thank you for that. Dr. Robinson, Director Stone, were you trying to make a comment?
I can hear you all.
Yes.
Director Emerson, not present for the vote. Director Odell? Director Odell?
Yes.
Director Stone?
Yes.
Director Lockett?
Yes.
Director Adams?
Yes.
Director Robinson?
Yes.
Director Latham?
Yes.
Director Taylor?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Chairman. Motion passed.
I thank you all for participating in today's meeting. Our next meeting will be on 4/18 for our executive governance committee meeting. And we have our regular board meeting on 4/25. At this time being 4:49, I'd like to adjourn this meeting at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.